Good morning, our people. We are happy to have you here with us. Hopefully, your day is going as planned. Please, 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 as usual, help us to like, share, follow. Also, YouTube, Facebook, Clubhouse. We are on Twitter, Twitter Space, and Rumble. Help us to get this information across. We are very much encouraged. Our people are getting it because the feedback that we are getting is very awesome. People are asking the right questions. So, as usual, you're a stakeholder. Do your part. My name is Monachin Saga, and I'm here in Houston, Texas. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, our listeners. The early birds, I know the early birds are already here waiting. We appreciate you. And those that are stumbling on this video for the first time, you are also welcome. Thank you. My name is Dr. Epi Simon Okube. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. Please help us to share, like, subscribe, follow us on all the social media. You know, this work is for us. For the longest time, the mainstream media will not tell us the truth. They will lie because their journalism has always been brown envelope journalism. But today, we have taken over the stage. Our people are getting the information they need to get so that they can make informed decision. So please, you are a team member. We are together in this work. Like, follow, share to your friends, share to everyone. This information has to get out so that our people will be able to make that accurate decision that they need to make, and then we'll deliver Africa and Nigeria. So this work is for us. Yes, just click the button, please. Follow us, subscribe, like, do all this. It's just a button, bam, and it's done. And that simple thing that you did is going to help to deliver humanity. So don't even take it lightly at all. Thank you very much. Let me join in sharing and like it too.
Yes, so okay. Welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you. If you can help us to share. For some reason, I don't know if this is. All right. Um, yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see some people have joined. Please help us to share to your friends. The more we share, the more people will get this information. Um, we have forwarded our PowerPoint for the day so that it will be an easy read for you. It doesn't take a lot of data. You can just uh, jump in and get the information that you need. So we are serious about our people understanding what we are talking about here. Good morning, brother Isi Momodu. Happy to see you. Happy New Year. I know we've said that before. Um, yeah, so continue to help us to share and like and all those good things that we need to do. So we are definitely happy to have you guys here today. Our topic is a very good one, which a lot of us have felt one way or the other, that Nigeria is a failed state. failed state, we were watching our so-called leaders doing movies. They're doing Nollywood chapter 1 and chapter 2 for us. They will be dancing Buga on their podium. The Minister of Finance will come back and give orders and bring his own army. Movies everywhere. People are now bar. So we know nothing, when nothing is happening, just bunch of people sharing money on our behalf and working for their slave masters and deciding who lives and who dies and how we are going to go about our future. And good men and women are watching. The more you look, the less you see. You don't know what you're looking at. So we want to, again, like we've always done on this show, put one-to-one together for one-on-one together for you so that you can begin to make sense as to what you're looking at. While you're busy looking for food, cost of things are so high, inflation has taken over while you're trying to survive. The so-called state actors are there acting. No wonder they are called state actors. So our topic goes very well today that says Nigeria is a failed state. Why act as if we still have a country? We know we don't. A lot of people, as we're speaking, a lot of our brothers and sisters are watching this show from all over the world that is not located in that territory called Nigeria. And we know why they left. We've said before, how come we don't see someone from Houston, Omaha, living there and being happy, living his best life? Somebody set it up to work that way. So as the consensus against the fraudulent 1999 constitution increases and widens in scope, we can see our presidential candidates firmly establish our fear and concern by confirming the statelessness of British entity called Nigeria through their pilgrimage to the Chatham House. They will bring Mr. Tinubu. Okay, the other person, come and give us information. Come and talk to us. Everybody will have the errand boys. They will come and talk to the masters. They are reporting to the colonial masters. And we know that this shows nothing but the indication that Nigeria is not an independent state like we thought. We keep telling you that it remains the estates of Osman Dan Fodio. Currently, under that is the British colony that we know we are all residing in. And our leaders are just the managers for their grandfather's estate. So we see why they have to run to Chatham House to talk to the owners of the land, because you're not the owners of the land, you're just a renter. That's why they can do you anyhow and treat you anyhow. They can decide if you're going to move forward or not. As we watch, these English-speaking servitude leaders are obviously under oath to hold everything and everyone together for the colonizers, even when we are dying. No wonder none of them want to be part of the ongoing crucial conversation about the urgent need to end this British neo-colonial project and reconstitute our union of terror and death. We see them, they're all over TV, they are having interviews, their cronies are having interviews, they are all collecting money, sharing money. These heartless creatures are more interested and dedicated to the pyramid of evil and its command and control structure than lead the ongoing discussion of the union reconfiguration, constitutional reconstruction, and transitioning us from the present untenable unitary union and constitutional order. They are not even slightly interested in wooing the people that they claim they ought to vote for them, leaving us to know that our votes means nothing to them, is inconsequential when it comes to deciding who has a Nigerian colony. They've already decided. So that's why they had 3 of them come and debate and talk to them. And then they will check them out like prostitute and decide which one they're going to sleep with. When you think about it, they are actually right, because as slaves, because that's what we are in that country, we do not have any rights or opinion, let alone a voice. So today, as always, we are going to interact with those that are seriously working on taking back Africa, starting with Nigerian territory, by bringing down the 1999 constitution that has held us under the barrel of guns. Our blood are bleeding everywhere. Blood is bleeding everywhere. Our children are dying. our lives are retrogressing, we're going backwards, and there's nothing that we can do about it because we allow this constitution to rule over us. So join us, continue to help us to share this information. Let the news go across, let the information go across, share the PowerPoint if you have it, and I will have my sister add to the topic while I pull up the PowerPoint.
Okay, that before the PowerPoint, the theme video,
Yes.
so that people will
Yes.
know what is going on. Like my sister has already said, everybody's acting. It's a big movie set. Nigeria has become a big movie set. All sorts of things that you never even know that is possible in this world. You will hear it in Nigeria. And everybody's acting as if everything is okay. And people are dying. Priests are being burnt in churches. Horrible things that people outside the world, people in the US, right-thinking people in the US, when they hear, they get horrified. Nigerians are just moving on because they have been desensitized and they're just moving on as if it's okay. People will come to their faces and lie to them. They know that they're lying, but they're so handicapped and they're just looking, where? And they will help them to cover the lies. It's only in Nigeria that somebody is suffering and you're coming to help him to stop the suffering. He is attacking you.
Yes, so
he is abusing you. He's ridiculing you. He's doing everything that the enemy is not even doing. He is even a worse enemy than the real enemy. It's only in Nigeria I've noticed it.
Yep.
Somebody is in
hell, and they're making
hell,
fun of it, laughing,
suffering. I'm not there with you. I'm doing everything, leaving all I'm doing, trying to come and help you, deliver you from it. No, you will ridicule me. You will laugh. You will do everything. I say, what type of mental illness is this called? At the end of all this thing, I'm sure they will have a new classification of mental illness that has to be like maybe Nigerianness.
Yes.
They have to include it in the classification of mental illness in medicine. They have to include it because it has to have a name. Just like they found out the football encephalopathy. That of Nigeria will have a name. It will have its own classification eventually because I believe it's a form of mental illness. Please go ahead with your video. Thank you.
Yes, as we continue our exposés, we come with another special opening of eyes of people who have been tormented to see the very demons tormenting them that they could not see before. Now, Nigeria we live in is like a huge pyramid with granite deckings in which there's an apex, there's a peak, there's a top to it, and it's in 5 layers. There's also a bottom to it, in which the people are the base of that pyramid in their quagmire. And so we have a command and control structure that was designed to be so. And when I say this, I say it because we have the documents of proof. The documents we got by all means, the way WikiLeaks used to get its documents from the British archives, which our fathers didn't see, didn't know. I happen to have been eyeball to eyeball with those who went to negotiate our independence at the beginning of this whole thing that is now being implemented, being enforced, the consensus we have built. Enohoro, for instance, Hope Harriman, for instance, those who actually went to those discussions we've been hearing about, they didn't know about all of the things the British concealed in the background. So we've come today as part of the Enlightenment series that will prepare you for the joint jailbreak that we are, mobilizing for. The prison gate is already shattered. The prison walls are compromised. All of us who are locked here against our will by the brigandage of the British since 1914 and being held here against our will, but with our forged signature under the 1999 constitution imposed by the Caliphate, I want us to listen carefully. In that command and control, hierarchical structure, we have a chain of command that is in 5 main compartments. At the peak of that chain, at the head of that chain of command, is the British Crown and the UK government. Next in that chain of command is the Caliphate, the Sokoto Caliphate. Down from that is the Constitution of Nigeria as dictated by the first two, by the Caliphate in consultation with the British Crown and government of the UK. Then from that constitution, you come to the 4th layer. That's where your federal government of Nigeria occurs. And then, of course, we could have been talking about the states as another layer, but the states are just appendages, to the federal government. They don't really control anything. The 68 items on the exclusive list take away everything. The states are actually the cells in that prison, that Caliphate prison called Nigeria. The states are the cells where, the way the prisoners are not all just poured into one compound. The prisoners are kept in cells, separated from one another, and they can't interact themselves with themselves outside what the warders, outside what the prison keepers approve of. So the 36 states and the 74 local government areas are like inside the prison compound called Nigeria. You now have block 1, 2, 3, 4 to 36. Inside those blocks, you now have cells where you see local government areas. That's what they are. But basically, there's only one government of Nigeria dictated by the constitution in the 4th layer from the chain of command we are talking about. So we have the British Crown and British government, the Caliphate, the constitution they dictate together, and the federal government operated by that Caliphate. In that chain of command, and the people at the base who are now living with all the calamities we complain about. The purpose of this broadcast is to show you exactly how the things happening to you are coming to you, and from where they are coming, especially the ones we are not seeing. In that pyramid, the British Crown is the coven, the headquarters of the evil we are suffering in that basement, the quagmire of our daily living, where we are being killed and slaughtered, where we are being impoverished and we've become the global capital for poverty, where we can't have electricity, where we can't have equality of access, the quota system, where our infrastructure is dilapidated to the point of no use, where there's no healthcare, there's no education that that can produce skills. Everything evil you can imagine is in that quagmire at the base, and that's the daily life of the people. Impunity. What is the cause of all? How did we come to that? We look up, we see our government stealing, corruption, the soldier killing, police killing, DSS killing, SARS killing, economy killing, electricity killing. Everything is pouring from that with impunity against all of us, and the immunity for the people who are pouring those things upon us, called government. The Nigeria itself is a prison compound. The states are the building, the blocks, the prison blocks, the blocks inside the prison compound. The local government areas are the cells in the blocks. In that order, but there's only one prison compound, and the occupants, the people, with the chains that is, in on their legs, and the shackles in their hands, which is where they begin to see poverty, they begin to see insecurity, they begin to see inequality, they begin to see all kinds of lacks and dysfunctional society. No electricity. Everything they try to do is, like rain falling on them. Now that government they see, basically the federal government that in the 68 items of exclusive list are the ones dishing out this lack of electricity, lack of petroleum, lack of accountability, corruption, impunity, all the things we see in the surface. And the people doing it, that's the government is the one we see. But that's how far most of our people can see. You come to the layer above that government, and to which that government cannot dictate, because in that pyramid, the ones on the ground cannot dictate, cannot speak, cannot even converse with the ones above. The government is, unreachable. Is at another level that we can't go to quarrel with or just say, let us discuss. No, they are above us. Above that level of the government is where you find the Constitution. Constitution 1999. Now, let me tell you, that Constitution dictates all of what you see government doing against you. Whether it's corruption, I can tell you the specific sections of that Constitution that creates corruption and protects the beneficiaries of corruption. If you doubt me, go to section 6, subsection 6C of the 1999 Constitution, and you will see that all of what is due to you as citizen of Nigeria that sells 3 million barrels of crude oil every day, everything that is due to you, including your welfare and security, that is supposed to, that you have been told is the principal duty of government to you, your own share of that social contract, what are those things that the government has to do for you, is all written out beautifully in chapter 2 of the Constitution of Nigeria. But section 6, subsection 6C, nullifies it. So in black and white, what it means, you can challenge the lawyers you see, and if anybody tells you any other thing, tell that such a person that Tony Nadi says he is, mediocre. He doesn't know what he's talking about. All of those beautiful things listed in chapter 2 that are supposed to be your own share as the citizen in that social contract called the Constitution is nullified and made discretionary. That's section 6, subsection 6C says that it is at the discretion of the government of the day to do or not to do. That means if they don't do, you have no legal recourse against them. I was surprised some 2-3 years ago when some lawyers led by Olisa Bakoba went to file a suit in Abuja against the Buhari that was appointing only his kinsmen into key offices. And they were asking for a damage of 50 billion for what Buhari had done wrong. That thing they took to court, the lopsidedness of appointment in Buhari's administration, the basis of going to court, they were pointing at chapter 2 that requires, that stipulates some kind of equity in federal character, equal opportunity for everybody. But they did not now. But I'm telling you that the electricity you don't.
All right. So this video is posted on our Facebook page in its entirety. We just wanted to use this to illustrate how the reason why these people are running to Chatham House. So, if we go ahead, it will make sense to you, because when we play these videos, people think like, oh, there they go again talking about Britain. You don't ask your obedient people why they are going to Chatham House to speak. Go ahead, my sister.
Exactly. Somebody is pointing out something to you. Look at danger. You are attacking the person that is pointing danger to you, rather than look at the danger to see whether you understand why that person is saying this is a danger. But like we said, we are here and we'll continue to educate our people, because apart from educating our people here, work is also going on the ground. So we say Nigeria is a failed state. Why are we acting as if we still have a country? It's a question. Why? Don't you understand what is at stake? Don't you understand that our collective destiny is at stake? Don't you understand that the future of your children and grandchildren is at stake? Don't you understand what is at stake? Why will you be acting as if everything is okay when you know that everything is not okay? Because when you recognize, it's like when you're treating in medicine, the first sign you know that the mentally ill person, it's now getting like, is beginning to, the treatment is working. It's when the sick person recognizes that he or she is sick. Otherwise, a mad person will say you are mad. So in the course of treatment, when the sick person, the mentally ill person says, I have a problem, this is what my problem is. So in other words,
reality orientation.
exactly, recognition of a problem is the beginning of you solving that problem. But when you keep denying it, that it doesn't exist, you are not ready yet to solve it. So we say, why are we acting as if everything is good? So we're going to look at international benchmark of what a nation is, or what a nation is not, or what a failed state is. In other words, the indices, the things that when you see them, you say, oh, this is a failed state. Because I know as we are sharing the PowerPoint, some of the PowerPoints that we shared in some groups, you will see Nigeria is a failed state. I know some people will already start fighting. God forbid, it's not my portion, it's not my portion. Rather than say, why do you say Nigeria is a failed state? I want to know. Please explain to me what you mean, because that's how you have an adult conversation. When you are having a conversation, a discussion, an intelligent one, when somebody says something, you say, why? Then the person will give you the reason and you will bring your own. Then you see, that's a conversation. But when somebody says something that you don't like, you start fighting like, oh, no, don't say it, God forbid. We understand is a type of Christianity they brought to you. The Christianity that makes you say, you are sick. You say, oh, I'm well. It's so bad that when you get to the hospital, you say, what's happening to you? You say, doctor, I'm well. It's the first sign of madness. If you're well, why are you in the hospital? But they told you never to accept what is wrong with you. To them, that is a show of faith. They don't call it lie. And that's what has affected our people. They are psych. That's why they reason the way they reason. And it's unfortunate. So we will come here to help us, to direct us on the way we should go. So the first sign is insecurity. When there's lack of control over your territory, when you're unable to enforce laws and maintain order, chaos everywhere. Nobody is following anything. No rule is following. No rule is. Everybody just doing what they feel like doing. Everybody's going their own direction. Anarchy. That's the first sign of a country that is a failed state. If you are not a failed state, you should be in charge of your territory. Like when you want to come into US, you know all the questions they will ask. You know all the processes you go through before you get in. Even when you have visa, you are still you still have the border. That border, they will still ask you questions, because they will tell you that we can still turn you back at the border, even with your visa that you suffered to get. That's a country that is intact. That is a nation. They're the one where There's insecurity everywhere, kidnapping, bandits, everything happening. Everything that is evil that wants to happen is happening in Nigeria. Is a first sign that Nigeria is a failed state. Widespread corruption and abuse of power by government officials. These things, we are not imposing them on you. We are telling you, this is your life. This is what you are saying. We are not saying what did not happen or what is not happening. This is your daily life. This is the life you're living every day. What it means is that the country you're living in is a failed state. That is not how normal countries behave. So why are we acting as if we don't have a failed state? Why are we acting as if we don't have emergency on our hands? Inadequate provision of public services and failure to meet the basic needs of citizens. You see here, from time to time, they will call you. Oh, is this your address? Yes. Do you have water that is running? Yes. The water, does it come heat and cold? Do you have warm water and cold water? Yes. Do you have electricity? Yes. Do you have roof over your head? Yes. They will ask you certain things. They do this every year, round calling citizens. Because if you have a house where there's no water running in it, it's not a house. If there's no electricity, it's not a house. It's not the standard you have in United States. They want to make sure that the standard is maintained everywhere. That's how you know that this is a functioning nation. Of course, that's why you are jackpotting. That's why you're escaping. You know that your state is a failed state. You know that Nigeria is a failed state. That's why you're all escaping. That's why you're running away. But you still lie to yourself that no, hey, don't blame my country. You're a medical doctor. Why are you not practicing in your country? Liar. Liar. You studied medicine so that you can treat your people. But no, you're not treating your people. You abandon your people and you ran to UK and US. And you still have the audacity to challenge me when I tell you that your country is a failed state. Are you all right? Have you seen how hypocritical you are? Have you seen that you're a liar? And you call yourself a Christian?
They commit crime in the name of the Lord.
Exactly. So when there's inadequate provision of public services, you are saying it. People don't have jobs. People don't have water. Ordinary water, you don't have. Ordinary electricity, you don't have. What of fuel, Kwanu? The one that you are number 6 oil producing country. You don't even have fuel. These are indices that the country you're living in is a failed state. Political instability and malpractices. These are signs. Failure of money, failure of economy. These things you live every day. We're not just saying it. This is your life. This is the story of your life. Breakdown of social and economic relationships. Everybody killing everybody. Father killing child, mother killing child, husband killing wife, wife killing husband. No love, no true love, no everything, chaos everywhere. That's breakdown of social relationships. Everybody wants to dupe everybody. Everybody wants to steal from everyone and kill everyone. It's chaos. And when you talk, somebody will say, oh, but they have crime in US. Oh, but they have crime over here. In US, when they commit crimes, it will be investigated and the people that committed the crime will be arrested. That's how you know that there's law and order. In Nigeria, up to today, we don't know who killed Delegiwa, and their children have moved on. We don't know who killed Bola Ige. Their children have been compensated. They've moved on. When you die in Nigeria, when they kill you, it's over because there's no justice system. Anything happens to you, nobody cares. You are kidnapped, nobody cares. Bandits attack you, you're on your own or you're for you. We're saying these are the indices of a failed state. High levels of poverty, unemployment, and crime. breaking the roof. Like every day we get called, minute by minute. People are calling you, sister, good afternoon. In the morning, sister, good evening. Sister, good night. Sister, it's embarrassing because I don't want people calling me, greeting me 20 times in a day. I'm not empress. I want to live my quiet life out of the public eye. Very quiet, that's me. But no, everybody is calling you because your phone number is out there. Why are they calling you? They need help. There's a high level of poverty. People are suffering. At least if they greet you, if you give them 120,000 or 10,000, they will go and eat with that one again. Unemployment. I was talking to one of ones that called me. I said, why not do this? Why not do this? He said, sister, I have one hand. To those that have two hands, don't have job. What of those that have one hand, one eye, one leg? The disabled ones. The able ones don't even have work to do. How about the disabled ones? Meanwhile, here, even disabled people have work. Some will stand at Walmart telling you, you're welcome, smiling, good then, bye. That's his job, oh. He's been paid for that. You're welcome, bye, you're welcome, go, leave, bye-bye, welcome. That is their job. Some as disabled as they are, they're on their wheelchair, they are sitting down and greeting you as you're coming and going. That is the job. It has a department that wants to make the customer happy and clients. That's where he's working and he's being paid for it. High level crime everywhere. You will hear crime that you say, what is going on? People are being butchered because they want to make money, ritual money. I saw another video that broke my heart. A 12-year, a 14-year-old boy, he went to a herbalist. He said, please take my testicles and make money for me. I want money. He said, what are you going to? He said, take my testicles. He said, are you aware that you will not have children tomorrow? He said, no problem, I will adopt. But I need somebody to take me out of this poverty.
Aye.
What will make a child? It's bad enough that they say in Africa, when you ask a child for Christmas present, you say, I want food. No child should be asking for food as present. The children all over the world, they will ask for toys. That's what children ask for. You ask a child, what do you want for present? Christmas present. He say food. He say shoe, clothing. These are basic needs that no child should ask for. It's as bad as that. Then our children are now going now to offer their testicles so that they can live. And adults and parents are okay with that. And you say it, you say this child is a bad child. How dare? I had to cut off a friend, a very close friend, because I was discussing with her about what people are going through Libya, Mediterranean Sea. He said, it's their own now. Did anybody send them to go there? I blocked her. It's been a friend for years, but I blocked her because I cannot associate with such people, such heartless people. God delivered you. You're living in US. You're all that. There are other people, who told them to go there. And I hear such narratives when people say such things. Human rights violations and repression of political opposition. These are all indices that you're living in a failed state. Ask yourself. These are just major ones. There are others. Ask yourself, is this true? Are these facts? If they are facts, why are you lying? Why are you acting? Why is it that when we say, let's sit down, when Nina said, let's sit down and discuss, we have a failed state in our hand? What can we do to fix it? Why do you attack Ninas? Why do you not embrace what they're saying? Why are you not part of the conversation? Why are you politicians carrying on, going to Chatham House and Rat House and Cockroach Houses acting that you want to lead Nigeria. Which Nigeria are we talking about? Is it not when you have a country, then you have a president? You have a failed state. Who are you going to govern? What are you going to govern? It's the same thing that happened to Soludo. I want to be governor of Anambra State. Everybody was campaigning. We were telling them, under the 1999 constitution, Soludo will not do the magic that you people were expecting him to do. They said, no, he's a professor, he will do it. Okay, professor has gone to Anambra State. How far, professor? He's now shouting out and calling criminals to come and help him to sit down on the table so that he can discuss security. Professor. All the ideas that are giving him, people that are not professors are giving him, get these boys, recruit, rehabilitate them, get center, rehabilitate them, take care of them, move them out of the bushes and the places they found themselves. Provide jobs, skills for them. He's not hearing it. He's professor.
I know.
He is professor of economics, not even professor of husbandry or animal, whatever. This is professor of economics. And we don't give him this.
All on economics. And where's your moment?
Yes. He's now inviting criminals and people that murderers that have killed our children, daughters and sons, massacred them. Serious high-class criminal. These are the people he's inviting to come to the table so that he can have a conversation. Prisoners, he wants them to come and have discussion with him. That they should release criminals to him. That's why they went and did a prison break. That's their job. When they don't want any, they'll go to the prison and bring out criminals and say, come and cause chaos, so that they will say there's chaos. That's what we do. We know that's what people do. We have shown you in the video the order of evil in Nigeria that you live in. We want to break it down for you. We want to say, because we heard that people have to hear something up to 10 times before it will stick. So we're breaking it down for you. The order of evil in the Nigeria you live by Ninas. Number 1, Coven. There's a video, there's a picture. Maybe my sister can pull it up, please. There's a picture that shows the pyramid of evil so that you see what we're saying and you understand it. The pyramid of evil. The top most part of it is the British crown, and that is the coven. We all know what coven is. Where witches and wizards meet to discuss how they're going to oppress the people, suppress the people, kill the people, eat their flesh and drink their blood. That's what they discuss in coven. Is a picture. I don't know if you can find it.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. So that's the order. We are telling you how the hierarchy, because we know that evil has hierarchy, just like good also has hierarchy. So this is hierarchy of evil. The topmost is the British crown. That's the coven, where everything that is happening to you is being cooked. Next to it is the caliphate, which is the principalities. It represents principalities. Those that are Christians, you know about principalities and powers. Yes. And then the power is the 1999 Constitution. Then the next one is your government. These serve as demons, taking instruction from the principalities and powers. And these principalities and powers act on behalf of the coven. That's the topmost. See that crown on top? That is the coven, where everything that is happening to you is being cooked. Please share this video. Share this video, share this video, share this video, and hit the like button. Because please, when you keep hitting the like button, it will break the algorithm of the people that are blocking information from getting to our people. So we know where the attacks are coming from. We know what is going on. But still share and then hit the like button as often as you can, so that we can get the message out to our people. Our people must get the information. The demons, the government that you're seeing in your eye, they serve as demons, suppressing you. And then you have the familiar spirits. These are the governors, the senators, House of Rep, SARS officials, local government chairmen, all those people that you're coming, flogging you, beating you, all those fingers of the government that you see, they are the familiar spirits. So when you are in church praying, Father, in the name of Jesus, we reject, we bind, we cast. They see the demons dealing with you so that you begin to understand, because they are physical. What you're chasing is not in the spiritual realm. We are bringing them to you in the physical realm, so that when we say this is a solution, it will make sense to you. But you see the hierarchy, you see it, the coven, the principalities, the caliphates, the 1999 constitution, the power. That's what is giving them the power to do what they're doing to you. Then we have the demons. Then we have familiar spirits. These are the things happening to you. This is the country you're living in. We'll also explain to you how the command and control structure works, the chain of command, because they have something in place that they're using to work. The top dictates to the down, and the down only receives instruction from the top. So in that hierarchy, the one on top is just issuing instruction. No matter what is happening to the one down, they don't care. All they do is issue instruction. Do this, move, change the economy. Change the color of naira. Inflate naira. Do this one. Create this one. Create that one. Issue. Whether the people are dying is not their business. All the people that are down do, in that hierarchy, is to receive instruction from those on top, and they can't even talk to them. You see, Peter Obi cannot talk to them. He will receive instruction from caliphate, and there's nothing he will not say no. He lacks the abilities to say no. So those of you that are thinking that he's going to create one magic, and he will be quoting statistics from Malaysia, from Indonesia, these people do not have caliphate over them. Do you think we don't know how to provide job for our people?
All the way.
But we have principalities and powers over Nigeria. Because of the resources in Nigeria, it's resource control. Those need to be fixed first before you begin to speak English. The statistics you're quoting, you're comparing apple and tomato. They are not in line, because there's a major fundamental problem in Nigeria that needs to be fixed first before every other thing will begin to function normal. So the people down cannot even talk to the people up or redirect them to say, oh, this thing you're doing to my people, it's not okay. Let's do it this way. That's why if I know Okonjo-Iweala is here representing whatever trade. And all she's doing there is to take selfie and carry scarf like Ogi. Rap Ogi. That's all she can do. She can never question the people.
And they will lie to you that you have a representative, and we know she does not have any power for anything.
She has no powers. The Westerners, the superpower nations are the ones in charge. And then she will manage and give jobs to her cousins and brothers and sisters, and they'll be clapping hands and telling me, oh, this one is working at UN, this one is working at there. Who cares? I do not care. My people are dying.
Yep.
I'm not impressed. So we are telling you how the command and control structure works. That's a chain of command from up, down. That's why Buhari comes to work from British Coven. He literally comes from work, from London. And nobody cares. The same thing is happening in Cameroon. Paul Biya, his office is in Paris. That one that is half alive and half dead. His office is in Paris. Why his people that is governor in Cameroon? He's comfortable instead. If he's about to die, they'll put oxygen in his nose and keep him alive. Even if organs are shutting down, they'll be pumping whatever chemicals they want to pump. He needs to be alive. But his people are dying. The coven is the Buckingham Palace. That's a coven. That's a crown for those that are accent. So we'll break it down for you so that it will make sense to you. Number 10 Downing Street that you're seeing, according to Nina's, is the one of the inner chambers in the coven. You know, you have the coven, then you have chambers. So that when you hear that they're going to number 10 Downing Street, London, is one of the inner chambers of the coven.
That's why they sign and sealed and re-deliver you, because you've already been delivered.
Yes.
They just renew it again.
Exactly. So that is the front office of the coven. Is where you come and you'll be received into the coven. Yes. The Chatham House that we are hearing these days is remaining very soon now. My brothers, I know them. They will sing song about Chatham House. To Chatham House. You don't go Chatham House. Very soon they will sing, my brother. You know anything? Anything is what they use to make money. Do you know the class of people that go to Chatham House? We are the ones that visit Chatham House. Can you get there? Very soon, the music will come out.
Aye.
That Chatham House is the front desk in the front office of the coven. That is where you get to at the Chatham House. Receptionist will say, "Hello, can we help you? What can we do for you?" And inside that coven, the people, the members of the coven, are those when you hear Lord this, Lord that. And the Nigerian presidents, past, present, and future, they are members of the coven. And they are the familiar spirits operating inside the coven. You know, like inside your church, when you have a bishop and all that, you have manserver that are going like this, like onuku, carrying whatever they are carrying to the bishop and the priest. Yes, that's the type of work that the lords and the president of Nigeria, past, present, and future, they do. That the manserver in the coven, in British coven. So when you hear Lord Lugard, you will know what is going on. Then when you hear Lord Marland of Oddstock, I can't even call the thing. The people that P2B say, "Oh, I just ran into my old friend, Lord Marland or Marland or whatever." I'm not like, I don't care. Who can tell him that I don't care? You see Obasanjo there. When they're going as if they're entering inside their bedroom. Buhari, Obi, Atiku, Tinubu, all of them belong to that coven. But in the coven, they are just familiar spirits tormenting the people that they will use to torment the people. That is their assignment. We have some questions to ask people this morning. Say, are these servants of the lords of Britain the ones that will free you? This boy, and sa people, are they the ones that will free you?
And you're watching them sign and seal and deliver you over and over
You're
again.
watching them in and out of Chatham House. You're watching that happen. And you are hoping that they will deliver you. How are you going to be free from the powers of this coven when your leaders keep paying allegiance to the coven? How? We have told you that this is where your problem, this coven is where they cook your misfortune. And you see your so-called leaders going to pay allegiance and being welcomed and accepted into the coven as if children returning back home.
Yep.
How are they going to free you? How will you cut off the powers, the influence of this coven, when your so-called leaders that you praise and sing about are familiar spirits, manservers in the coven? These people made them. Your so-called leaders, they made them. Because you cannot be rich except you are approved in the coven. The coven has to approve your wealth. So they equip them so they can use them tomorrow. And they also compromise them So they are very excited to answer boy, boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To them. See them bowing. Yes. Because they feel so entitled. They feel so honored to be members of the coven that suppresses their people. They are honored to be part of it. Africans, Nigerians, how can you and your children be free if your brain is not free yet?
Please ask them that question again.
Mental slavery is slavery. That's the first thing you need to work on. Your brain needs to be free. In your mind, you need to make up your mind that I want to stop being a slave before it will come into the physical. If you're still enslaved in your mind and in your brain and in your spirit, you will never be free physically. No matter how many times you shout good governance. If you want, go to the top of the roof and say good governance, and sing with it and be dancing. You will never have it. It will elude you because you are a slave and you have not recognized that you are a slave. It's when you recognize that you're a slave, then you begin to say, how do I come out of slavery? That was how transatlantic slave trade was abolished. The people recognized it was evil, and then they started working towards destroying it. Unfortunately, when they destroyed transatlantic slave trade, the criminals said, okay, we will come and enslave you in your land. That is what you call colonialism. And when people shouted, we want independence, we want to be free, they changed it to neocolonialism. That is what you're seeing today. That's why we tell you that Nigeria is not a free state. Nigeria is a colony, is a British colony. It's
Commonwealth.
Yes, and that's why you're still Commonwealth. Anytime you hear of your Commonwealth, it means that the resources in your land is common for all the criminals. Everybody own it, and anybody can come and take it, and there's nothing you can do about it. That is the heart of neo-colonialism project. Google it, type it, look for it. You say you're educated. Why not educate your mind so that you can be part of the conversation? Because if your mind is not educated, I'm sorry, you will not be able to participate in the conversation. Not that we're going to stop you, but it will not make sense to you because your mind is basic. For you to be part of the conversation, you must be ready to educate your mind. So that when the people that have their minds educated are talking, you can be part of the conversation. But if that has not happened, you will not even understand what the rest are saying because your mind is too basic. So everything killing the people is via the 1999 Constitution. That's what I've been saying. Shouting. Everything. That 1999 Constitution is the rod that is connecting the people to their misery, to their slave master. And that's why Nina said that the relationship in Nigeria is a master-slave relationship. The union, the so-called union of death, is master-slave relationship. And that's why you are dying. So the things that are killing you in practical terms that you can see, please, can you shift the things you're seeing? You want to mention them one by one. Corruption and impunity. You're seeing it. Why is it like that? Why is it that we say that the corruption and impunity you're seeing came from 1999 Constitution? Because it protects the beneficiaries. That 1999 Constitution protects those that are committing the corruption and impunity. It protects them, empowers them, and gives them immunity, and prepares them to do more. We'll give you examples. We'll have examples. Have you heard of SPV, the new one? There's a video that's going around of a whistle blower. By the way, we want our people to do more of whistle blowing because these people use the people in all these offices and everything. You are the ones being used. They use you because they don't execute this thing by themselves. They use you. So if you know anything, we have said it in this program, say if you see something, say something. You can drop an audio. You can tell somebody the story, even if you're still there. tell somebody the story, take pictures, take video, pass it to somebody, and let it get to the public. It's part of the awareness, it's part of the enlightenment, it's part of the mobilization. Because you know what? This Leviathan, this evil demon must go down. You see,
Amen.
1999 Constitution, it will go down. It's a question of time. When? It will. Because the work is going on. So, special purpose vehicle. Article said, he said, yes, so that we don't have an open corruption. So we put a name under it and we call it special purpose vehicle.
Ndori. Look at a corrupt person telling you about corruption.
Of course, it's because they are corrupt now. That's why they know how to do it. You know, you have to be corrupt to know how to do corruption. So it's called, they don't want open corruption, because when you do open corruption, people will see it easily. So you call it special purpose vehicle. What does that mean? Using people and companies as front. That's the meaning of that big English. My people, that means if you want to lie, it's better in English. When you hear special purpose vehicle, you won't even ask. You say, oh, what of that SPV? Do you have SPV? Any SPV? And we are telling you this thing is not just article. Even your P2B, go and check out P2B ruled Anambra State. All these things he's quoting. Go and check. He used special purpose vehicles in Anambra State to execute some projects. If you don't investigate, you will never find out. The only reason they lied to you is because you refuse to research.
Yep.
You refuse to ask questions. So that whistleblower said it, but it's for all of them. Ministers, governors, presidents, everyone is doing it. We know for sure because we have done our research. We have gone to find out. They use people as front. They use companies, registered companies as front for the corruption. Ghana must go politics. And Ghana must go operatives. Godfatherism. When they finish sharing the money, they will have a political son or a political daughter that will carry on from where they stopped. That's why you see when they finish being the governor, they don't just retire and go home. They want to be senator. They want to be because
and when any of their children will have any activities, they will all show up.
Yes. So they continue to go from one position to the other, and then when they're done, they put their children, either if their biological children are not criminally inclined, they will start getting their in-laws, because usually before they have an in-law, if somebody will marry their daughter, it has to be somebody that is criminally minded too, because they're plotting it so that tomorrow you are married to their daughter, so you become the SA, become this, and you will not want to expose your father-in-law now. Right. So it's part of the criminality we are talking about. But how is it coming up? 1999 Constitution. That is what is making it possible. 1999 Constitution has given them key to the treasury. President, governor, ministers, they all have the key. They just go, they pack it like this. They get into the treasury, put their hand, pack it like Eli's children that brought fork, that they use and take all the meat of the sacrifice of the people, those that are reading Bible. That's what they have the spare key to treasury. Everything budgeted ends up in private pockets. There's lack of accountability. You're seeing these things. It's 1999 Constitution that is, we're breaking it down for you so it will make sense, because we understand that certain things don't make sense to our people. So we want to break it down so that if you don't understand it at this point, it means that you're not ready to be a free person. You want to be a slave. So when they leave, they have their boys and girls. We told you about IBB boys and girls, Obasanjo boys and girls. All of them, Okorocha boys and girls. All of them, once they are in that office, they have their boys and girls, so that when they go out, their boys and girls will come in. That's why I see that you vote for the people you voted for are not the ones winning. It has to be arranged. It has to be those that will be part of the coven. What is the purpose of the coven? To exploit the people and steal from them. Ghost workers. You have seen that. You have heard of ghost workers. They are the ones introducing it. For instance, in an oil company, if one man, like say Obasanjo, has 20 ghost workers, do you know what that means? The salary of all those workers are going to his account direct. When they finish, pension, everything. So for life, they will never lack. They all do it. It's not only Obasanjo. Because when they see, what happens is that when they see the Oga do it, they will copy and do the same thing. So they will do for themselves. There's one that the Banjo or whatever, they tried to arrest the other time, said that he put whatever. They all do it. NGOs, all of them, they put those things, channels, where money will come to them more than it should. Money laundering, because that type of money, when you get it at a time, is too much to remain in Nigeria. It has to be siphoned out. And they use front also to take it outside. So international communities, countries outside Nigeria are part of this deal. Everybody knows that Nigeria is where you pack gold.
You steal, and
Yes,
nobody will ask you.
So diplomats want to come to be posted to Nigeria. Yes, American diplomats, when they start, if others are doing 4 years somewhere else, when they come to Nigeria, they marry Nigerian, they live in Nigeria, they stay there for 20 years, they're serving. Why are they there? They go to Ghana, they don't return. Why? Because they have opportunity to do things they cannot do.
Life is good.
Life is good. So what they cannot do in their country, and they will do it. And then you know what? They'll be lying to their country, the countries that they represent. And the country will think that everything is okay. Everything is not okay until your embassy is burnt down. That's when you know that everything is not okay, that your diplomat has been lying to you. You see this thing, we say it's going round. What goes around comes around. It's going round. It will say everybody go chop breakfast. When you allow impunity to grow in a place, the place will be a failed state, like you people allowed Africa to be a failed continent. You call it dark continent. You know what? Terrible things happen in darkness. That is why they will grow terrorists there. And the terrorists will have to do some work now. When you train somebody to be a terrorist, they have to bring out terror somewhere. Guess who will be attacked? It's you. You that funded them, created them. Eventually it will get to you. You think you're so smart. One attack, you know the number of people that will die. But what happened? You will not tell your people how you created it.
Mm-hmm.
But one day, with internet, we are becoming a global village. Information is getting to some people. You can't hide from your people anymore. Projects, for instance, that was approved in Anambra State got executed in Lagos State. How did that happen? We are talking of corruption, impunity. This is what they all do. It's normal for them. Somebody will say we should be talking about prosecution. That should be what we'll be talking about. Not who to vote in, how to vote one criminal. Okay, this criminal is wearing suit. This other criminal doesn't have tie. This other criminal, his own criminality.
Drinking water and eating peanuts.
Exactly. Yes. So he's a better criminal. Let's use this better criminal instead of that. We should be talking about prosecuting the people that stole our resources. We need to close the tap and stop the bleeding. We have been bleeding. I'm telling you the things killing you as people, one by one. Inequality, lack of equity, 1999. Dysfunctionality. We told you that Nigeria is a giant movie set. Everyone knows that nothing will change, but they continue to act as if they have the power to change anything. I tell people, I say Anambra State is homogeneous. Nigeria is heterogeneous. You cannot apply what you did in Anambra State in Nigeria. But somebody wants to see it first before he knows that it's not working. Just like you people brought Buhari 7-8 years ago with the mantra of change. 7 years after, what do you have? Chain. You're deeper into the bondage. That's the one that will happen to you from now will be worse than the one that Buhari did to you if you don't stop for us to change. Indeed. The chains of exclusive lists and political lies. We are breaking it down for you to understand why we say the 1999 Constitution is the problem we have. Because people say others do, others have their own constitution, they amend it. But this one is different. This is a victory charter. This is British Caliphate Victory Charter. It is not a constitution. It is, you did not make it. It was imposed on you. And they put chains to tie you. Those 8 items you hear on the exclusive list, it means 68 chains that they tie you, where you can't move. Your economy is part of it. Your economy is tied in such a way that it will not work for you. It is orchestrated. It's not by chance. It's orchestrated. Your refineries, there's a reason why Dangote, they are giving Dangote the raw crude, and he will sell to Nigeria at international price. There is a reason why he's doing that. It's part of the scheme to keep the people poor. There's something that was making round that I saw today. Daily Times headline of June 7, 1977. They've not even given birth to some of you then. 1977. You know what? Then Buhari said, the fuel crisis may be over next year. By next year, he meant 1979. 46 years after, Buhari is still the Minister of Petroleum. And the story is the same. He has not changed. And our people are acting movie.
As if they don't know. Is it the hunger?
They don't know. They're acting as if there's amnesia. They're acting as if somebody hit their brain that cannot remember anything. Go and ask your fathers and your mothers. They lived through it. 46 years, we are saying. We're not saying 46 months. If America looks for fuel for 1 month, there will be chaos everywhere in this country. But you Nigerians have lived through this madness 46 years. That's generation from generation. And everybody's acting as if there's a country. The same person, you're not asking questions. Limestone for cement. Why is it in the hands of Dangote alone? Look at the energy sector. Look at electricity generation. All these are in the exclusive list. The ports in Lagos, Port Harcourt, infrastructure decaying on daily basis. There's a reason why that is happening. Security agencies that should protect you are tormenting you, killing you, flogging you, because you are in a slave camp and they're the agents of the slave master. They have to flog you, burn you alive. SARS, military, police, DSS, they are all points of operation. They are not there to serve you. They are not public servants. They are public oppressors, because that's the work given to them from the coven. That is where everything is coming from. But you have a choice to make today. As an adult, as a Nigerian, and let nobody deceive you that you cannot have an opinion. I see some of my classmates. Oh, why are you saying like this? Why are you talking like this? As if I owe them explanation to talk about Nigeria. I'm a stakeholder. I have every right to discuss the problems of the country that is managing the resources from my land. I'm part of that conversation. I'm part of that discussion, and I owe nobody apologies.
Yep.
And I'm not asking for validation from anyone. I will not apologize to you that I know more than you in this area, because you have refused to research. You have refused to find out. You want to be stupid. You want to be gullible. Good for you. Remain so. But I don't want to be that, because I was born into this. I was born into the problem of this tormentor, tormenting my people and my land. I was born into it. Every Christmas, that's a discussion around my family. I lived through it. Even when I could not contribute in the conversation, it was the same thing every Christmas. They'll sit on the table discussing the same thing. My father, my uncles, my brother, everyone sitting down is the same discussion. So I lived through it. I lived it. This is my life. So I do not owe anybody any apologies. If I'm part of a solution, if I'm working to bring the solution to what has been tormenting my people, I don't owe you explanation. I don't owe you apology. I'm not asking for your validation because I'm a responsible adult. I'm a state woman. So I have to do what I need to do to fix the problem that my people are going through. We have a choice to make. We have to define the problem so that we can work with precision. You see, when you don't define the problem, you'll be shooting things. People will go on radio, Biafra, 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 as if you shout Biafra 20 times, that's how Biafra will come. No strategy, no plan, nothing. All you do, carry your money, give to criminals. They build house, marry women, buy cars, and have fun. You're not asking. You need to know what the problem is so that you understand the solution and you'll be able to work with precision, not guessing and gambling. Today you say, oh, we are bringing, what they call that? We want to bring, what did they say that they brought that they used to shoot aircraft? Lies everywhere, propaganda. And you've forgotten that we are living in 21st century where every propaganda can be investigated immediately. You're no more living in Biafra of 1967 where you can tell people we are winning war when you're losing. That's not possible. You can't lie anymore. Any lie you tell, anybody that wants to find out will find out. It's just gullible people that want to remain stupid that remain there. And that's why when we went to IPOB, we went there with our brains. We did not drop our brain at home. We investigated everything that we were told. We searched. And that's how we found out that they were lying. And we moved. You can do the same thing today. Why are you there? They're lying to you. Every day they're telling the same story. Somebody that is not even able to get food to eat, except the money they are giving him or her in the struggle. They are telling you cock and bull story for 5 hours, lying to you as if they hot, as if they cold. A child that knows nothing that is going on. You just tell our people lies for 5 hours. And our people are listening to the lies. Who did you people like this? Ndi Biafra, Ndi Igbo, Onye Melunu. So you need to define the problem. We are talking about the choice that you need to make. It's your choice. You are going to make that choice. Nothing will change except the serpent is decapitated. You see that Leviathan, that serpent, if you don't cut the head of the serpent, because when people hear the story of Adam and Eve, in Garden of Eden, people say, why didn't Adam cut off the head of the serpent that was talking to his wife? I thought he was the gardener. God made him the gardener, told him that this plant will kill you. He did not uproot the plant. He refused to take charge of his space because that's his space. He was the gardener of Eden. Why didn't Adam take charge? Because when you take charge, you will take responsibility. Taking charge is not, I'm the governor of this, I'm the senator of this, I'm the minister of this. We saw the other foolish man, Emeka Ofo, or whatever he calls his name, that went with all the ammunition that he will use to protect the entire country just because he wants to visit his village. And it's making sense to him. And he's there saying, this is muzzle, this is muzzle. Some of this, when you say this, these people are crazy. There's no way they will be normal. So nothing will change except you cut the head of the serpent that is biting you. Adam was there. Serpent was talking to his wife. He was there doing selfie. He didn't go and cut the head of the serpent. Say, stop talking. Stop spewing lies. What you're saying is lie. Pam. Over. End. That's what we're talking about. Taking responsibility. For you to take charge of your space, you must take responsibility. There are things that you need to do. but you must listen so that you understand what you need to do, so you don't stab yourself at the back or on the foot. 1999 Constitution is the connecting rod to our sorrow. We need to bring it down. It's as simple as that. People want to go and cut the head of a soldier, cut the head of police. That's not what anybody is sending you to do. The soldier and the police, they are victims like you. Though they are part of familiar spirit, but they are victims. 1999 Constitution is what you need to chase. You need to dismantle the pyramid of evil. That's what NINAS represents. There's a pyramid of evil. What is holding them in the middle, what is connecting the up to down, is 1999 Constitution. Remove it, everything will crumble. It's as simple as that. We need to liberate ourselves because we are under that yoke. There's a big cage crushing all of us. We are down. If you check that mirror picture that we showed you, the people are under at the base with all this weight on them. We need to liberate ourselves from it. For us to liberate ourselves, we pull out the 1999 Constitution, like it was done in South Africa during apartheid. It's the same thing. There's no difference. It's just that in South Africa, the white people came physical. But in Nigeria, they are using the internal colonizers to do it. You know, these criminals, they keep improving their style. When they do this one and people catch them, next time they will change style. But the system is the same thing. You need to free yourself, free your people, free your land from British Caliphate shackles. That's what you need to do first before you talk of election. You need to end the neo-colonialism project in Nigeria and in Africa, because it's the same thing happening in Nigeria that is happening in other places. You need to remove the British borders and boundaries. That's what we'll talk about. Reconstruction. Reconstructing everything from down, from foundation. Everything needs to be reconstructed. The fake borders and boundaries that British people gave to us, we need to remove them so that we can reunite our people in truth and honesty. Not the balkanization that was done. They balkanize us so that they can divide and conquer us. So we need to remove those fake boundaries and then come together as a people that we are. Then we know where the boundaries are by ourselves. We have natural boundaries. We have organic boundaries. We revert back to those ones. We need to take responsibility of our future by taking charge of the space. We need to be in control of our resources. For over 4.5 centuries, Africa has been bleeding from all spots, every part, because they want to steal our resources. When we get it right, we will take charge and take control of our resources. That's when we will know that we are doing the right thing. But when we are still going to Chatham House to bow down to the slave master, is an indication that we are not free, and we cannot be free except we cut the connecting rod that is connecting us, the slaves, to the slave master. It must be cut, and that is 1999 Constitution. It needs to go down. Thank you. I'll stop here.
Yep, the 1999 Constitution must go down. We have no other choice. And some of you will ask, what are you going to do after the election? Guess what? We'll continue to say what we've been saying, because nothing will change for you. Just like Buhari promised you guys about gas in 46 years ago, you will remain in hell another 46 years again if you continue to make the same choices. So the choice is yours. One of our brothers were on this platform asking, oh, what do we need to do? We know about all these problems. We know about what do you need to do? Well, you've gotten some of those information here, the choices that we must make. So you have the choices that we must make. These are the things that will finally liberate us and allow us to form a meaningful life that our children will be proud of. So that goes without saying. What is our take-home point? We are looking for our children and our grandchildren to know that the children and the grandchildren of our colonial masters are still living in our land. They have not left. Every day they remind us that we still live in the their grandfather's estate, the Usman Danfodio. So as renters, as slaves in a camp, we continue to pay rent. So they will do us anyhow and treat us anyhow. You know, they decide if we live or die. They decide if we progress, if we don't progress. They decide if we can buy and sell. We see it happening every day because they are born to rule us. So we need to remember that. For those of you going around and wanting to protect one Nigeria, the one Nigeria that is killing our people, we say retrace your step or your steps. We must protect our land and our people. I know a lot of our politicians don't care. They don't care that our people are dying. We saw a video of a brother or some random guy, whoever that was killed, or they thought they killed the guy and they tried to burn him and he started, terrible things are happening. So we must protect our land and our people. Like we said before, we must shut down the journey to renew this instrument of oppression, bondage, and death. So when you go to Chatham House and give them that information and sign and seal and deliver us, we'll continue to be in the same predicament. Nothing will change. Nothing will change. We'll just be going in circles. We've said time and time again that we must block the voyage of political merchants, but that's what they are. It's all about them. When they are done, they put their daughters, like Sister P said, or their sons. If their sons are not politically inclined, they will get an in-law that will do the criminal job for them. So we are dealing with the same people. As we speak, class of 1966 is still in charge of our lives. That's why they decide who can rule us. That's why they decide who to endorse and who not to endorse. When they have oil block in our land. For us to move forward, we must understand what is at stake. Because if not, if we do not understand what is at stake, our collective destiny and welfare will be again done like our fathers watched, our mothers watched. They have passed on and nothing changed for them. Our political candidates and traditional rulers will continue to sell us for their own benefit. They will empower some, because that's what they will do. They will empower some of our people, give them enough money to, boys, oh yes, when they come back home, they see the boys and give them alcohol to drink and pop them up and have parties for them and give them their phone numbers so that if there's a little challenge here and there, they can call a guy in Abuja. Oga will transfer $20,000 in the account. And now, even when this criminal comes home, nobody will disturb him. That's what has been going on. You will never amount to nothing. You will be an errand boy. Especially when you're capable of doing more. And we say stop the falsehood by changing the driver of the vehicle that has no engine. So the driver won't be going anywhere. We'll just be sitting there looking at each other. They lack the capacity to give us what they promise. It's only the slave masters that will decide how we move forward if we continue to run our nation under this 1999 Constitution. So if you're a lover of freedom, lover of your people, the one that cares about the indigenous peoples, you must push to end this 1999 Constitution. This is not about, it's our brother. That's not even where we're going. We are trying to make a meaningful and sustainable change. Something that can allow us to move forward in earnest and do the work that we need to do. As we are speaking, people are developing AI, going to the moon, doing all kinds of stuff. We don't even understand the NMI to start with. We're there lying to ourselves. We know we live in a failed state. They're acting movies for us and we're there watching it. And then when we see something that makes sense for us to watch, we can't comprehend it. We'd rather watch somebody dancing on TV or crying on TV or cooking or braiding their children's hair. Millions of people will be watching because we don't have the brain power to even begin to understand what is going on, and it's killing us. So as long as we remain ignorant, they will continue to kill our children and burn them alive. They will continue to take our land and our resources. We'll continue to run in circles. The few that will survive will continue to, whatever, they will become one of the town, so that when they come home, only their house will have generator, because that's what they live for. Some of them will live in abroad and they still want to come and be king and queens of their villages, just for them to be rulers. Not that they're capable of ruling, they just want to be rulers. They want to be up there. We must begin to tell ourselves the truth. And we cannot end this show, like we've always said, without we emphasizing once more on the 5-point proposition, the summary of it. Because a lot of our people, they will say, oh yeah, I know about Ninas. Oh, I have Tony's phone number. Do you want me to call him? Oh yeah, I know. That's not even where we're going. This is not elementary school. One guy, pack your car, move. So we want, once again, for there to be an acknowledgement of grave constitutional grievances raised in union dispute, as we have declared. Time is passing. We need an express commitment to decommission the imposed 1999 Constitution. These are the steps that need to be taken. For those of you asking us, what do we need to do? What do we need to do now? We know. Okay, you know all the problems in Nigeria. This is what you need to do to solve it. Number 3, we are looking for an express commitment to shelve further national elections under the 1999 Constitution in order to initiate an immediate transitioning process for fresh constitutional protocols. Fairness, equity. So that if you are even the president, as we're speaking, a special counsel has been appointed to investigate a sitting president. Not the SPV one, or not that criminal one, the real one. And they know it's not going to matter if you're president or not. If you have done anything illegal, you will pay. That's how it's supposed to work. Set up a system, whether we are sleeping or awake, the system will continue to work in earnest for every one of us. Number 4, an invitation to the constituent peoples of Nigeria to work out modalities for transitioning arrangement. We need to allow the people to decide, because sometimes we'll skip and say, oh yeah, we'll form a union. No, referendum. No, people will need to have that referendum and decide if they want to commit or opt out. They deserve that much with all the hell we've given them all their lives. People have lived in Nigeria all their lives and they have never seen anything good. Nothing good. 100 years and counting, I can speak of that. Nothing good. And finally, we are looking for announcement of a time-bound 2-stage transitioning process, which shall in the first stage feature multi-regional referendums by which constituent components shall recommit, like I mentioned before, or opt out of Nigerian Union. And in the second, distilled terms of union as may be dictated by the outcome of the referendums. So you see, that would allow every indigenous nationality in the area to have their own referendum. It's not going to be 419. Atiku will not come and drop Ego, Ghana must go, and all will be well. This is what we are asking to fix Nigeria. For those of you asking us, okay, I know, yeah. As soon as we started show, somebody say, yeah, I know all these things. So what do we need to do moving forward? This is what you need to do moving forward, our brother. So we've shared this PowerPoint. Help us to share it out to our brothers and sisters so that people can actually read this on their own and get a sense of understanding what we are arguing about or discussing on this show. Because this information will empower you, so that when we are saying that we want this 5-point proposition to take effect, we are not against your brother P2B or your friend Atiku or anything like that. We just want to create something that will work for all of us. When we came and wine, poor and rich, old and young, everybody. We don't want to speak because, oh, somebody gave you money now, even though they are criminals. You want to vote for them because you belong to their party and you've been given some money. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about having fairness, equity, and justice for all. And under that 1999 Constitution, we will never get those things. We will never move forward. We will never get anything that is sustainable and meaningful for us. All patches here and there. They will do a few things here and there, confuse you here and there, and they will cha-cha-cha in 2023. Enough of the madness. announcements. We are asking that we stop the journey to renew our slavery, because that's what you do every time there is a national election. The slave masters are in Britain, Chatham House, where their caretakers will go and give them reports on how they're going to manage us for another 4 years, how they're going to rule us for another 4 years, how they're going to decide if we live or if we die. And these are the people that cannot rule themselves. As we are talking right now, British economy has gone down. They cannot afford to pay for a lot of things. With all the money they have stolen for 400 years, that's how dumb they are. You steal for over 400 years and you still don't have enough to manage yourself. So what does that say about you? You're dumb. You're just very dumb. Because there is no way I can steal things unabated for 400 years, one Igbo like me, and I will not be able to rule my environment. No. What you guys have done with our money is to use it and to enrich few people, and then you're still looking for places to take resources for your so-called commonwealth. They are not even that smart. The people that we are running to report ourselves to, they are not even smart enough. Hundreds of years of slavery ruling, they are still struggling in 2023. Our sister Ndidi comes on daily on Smart African to talk about little clips on things that you should listen to empower yourself. Information is power. On Tuesdays, we have Twitter Day. All we want you to do is to tweet that Nina is right. We stand with Nina. Transition now. We need our people to understand this. For those of you forming new political songs for your criminal political leaders that will never do anything for you. They give you money, you will sell yourself out for 4 years. Hunger will deal with you for 4 years until they show back to the scene. To learn more about what we're doing, you can join us on ninasvoice.org, thedaughtersoftruth.org. Information on the show, again, is on Twitter, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, as well as our other platforms. Like we said, insist on transition now and not selection, because that's what is going to be the outcome of all your noise making. Another round of selection from Chatham House and your life will remain the same. So until next week, help us to share this show. We'll see you. We can do this, our people. We really can do this.
There's a comment my brother made.
Okay.
On Facebook. That's Ifechi Ezonyokwelu. He's calling Chatham House Chattered House, like shattered house, not chattered, shattered house. House that is shattered, is broken and destroyed. So I keyed into that prophecy, my brother. It is a shattered house.
Yes,
it's going down as 1999 Constitution goes down.
It's going down. We cannot report to people that have stolen from us for 400 years and they're still struggling. We cannot continue to report to them. We are smarter than these people. We are smarter than these people. We do miracle like Jesus. You give us 5 fishes and bread and loaf, we can use it and feed the whole community. Exactly. These people will have millions of resources and they still want to keep stealing. No, we need to cut off the hand of the armed robber and be done with this nonsense.
And any of our so-called leader that's still paying allegiance to that shattered house should know that you're not representing us. Whatever you're saying there, whatever you're going there to do, is not our business.
Absolutely.
We want to be liberated from the coven. We want to be, and this goes to all the people that are shouting one freedom or the other, self-determination, freedom now, this nation, Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, Africa, all the Niger Delta, everything you're doing is just part of, all the noise you're making is part of the 5% mobilization that we told you. But it has to be anchored on what Ninas is doing. Because what Ninas has is the framework for self-determination, and the work has been going on. That is the foundation for your liberation. That is the strategy for your liberation. That is your framework. That is your everything that you need to get yourself. So if you are contributing money to anyone that has no plan, no strategy, today they will do juju and say, will Yoruba nation stand or fail? The juju will turn back. Oh, who is the saboteur in our house? It will turn this way. Africans, Africans, Africans. How many times did I call you? Wake up and be sensible.
Jesus.
What we are looking for does not need spirit to come and tell us whether it will go right or go left. We are great thinkers. Like our ancestors, civilization started in Africa. That's why the land that is full of resources, we need to take charge so that we can take care of our people. But we are not going to do that under the yoke of slavery. That's all Ninat is saying. That yoke of slavery needs to go first, and then begin to discuss other things and other matter. Otherwise, no economic plan, economic team, infrastructure team, whatever team.
Or chewing peanut and drinking water.
Chewing water and drinking peanuts. Whether you're chewing water and drinking peanuts, or chewing peanuts and drinking water, all that is what we call cock and bull story.
Yep.
Fabu.
Close.
When I ask you questions, practical questions, you use story to go round and round and round and confuse the poor woman when you finish your narration. Enough of the stories. Because you know what? A time is up, because it's going to show that you can't solve the problem. No matter how many hours you spend granting interview, when the chips are down, when it now comes to, okay, let's do the things we said, we promised the people we will do, it will dawn on you that you cannot do those things under 1999 Constitution. You know what? These people that you're feeding now will come for your head. You see these youths, they will come for your head. I hope when that happens, you will have what to say to them, because it's coming. Let's make the choice. Listen to Nina's. Embrace the Nina's proposition so that we can cut short our suffering. The suffering is too much. You know about the sufferings, but you don't know how they are connected. For our brother that is saying, oh, we know these things, you don't know how they are connected, and you don't know where they are coming from. Because if you understand, if you can calm down, all of you doing agitation, if you can calm down to understand where the problem is coming from and how they are connected, you will know who to go after. You will know, you will understand. You will not be coming to this show and say, so what do we do? No. You asking that question, asking us mothers that are trying to mechanize you together, what do we do? Shows that you don't even understand what we're trying to pass to you. Ajụọrọ gị anya ajụọrọ. Esuoro gị ọnụ. You're still asking me, mommy, ọ gịnị na-eme gị n'ọnụ? Mommy, kedu ihe anya gị na-twist to left and right? Mgbe mama gị na-emere gị anya, ọ ka ịghọta, you take action. I am ambia na this ndị Igbo, I am ambia na this platform. Gwaba gị one by one if ị ga-eme. Anyị bịara ka akọwara gị ife na-eme gị. Ndị na-eme gị ka ị wee ghọta ife ị ga-eme. Anyị mere gị isi otu a, ịghọta, maka ụka akpala akpa, isi ka eji ekwe ya. Ndewo. Thank you, our people. Those that can't understand Igbo, I'm so sorry. But we have to do what we have to do.
Thank you. We'll see you guys next week. Politicians, close shop.
Close shop.
Bye.
Let's discuss what matters.
Bye.
Bye.